Good morning. Today is Wednesday, September 25th. This is Wake Up with KERA News, and I'm Andrew Garcia. Thank you for listening. It's officially fall, and the weather in North Texas is definitely starting to show it. A severe thunderstorm passed over DFW earlier this morning. We may see some lingering patches of rain until the afternoon or so, and be on the lookout for minor to moderate flooding in low-lying areas and for any fallen debris in the roadways on your way to and from work today. Temperatures outside of the severe weather will hover around the upper 70s to low 80s. A controversial land use plan is heading to the Dallas City Council. That's after more than a year of intense discussion from homeowners, renters, activists, and city officials. That story is ahead right after this. Fort Worth School Board members accepted Superintendent Angelica Ramsey's resignation last night. The 8-1 vote came almost 2 years ago to the day that trustees formally hired Ramsey. She was hired to improve academic achievements and the district's financial standing. She now leaves the district amid criticism of unchanged student outcomes and a nearly $18 million budget deficit. A Texas appeals court denied the Attorney General's emergency request to block the state fair's gun ban from taking effect. Last week, a Dallas County judge ruled the state fair's new firearm policy can stay in place. Ken Paxton's office almost immediately appealed the decision to the 15th Court of Appeals. The court denied that request yesterday without issuing an opinion. The Dallas City Council is expected to vote on a controversial land use plan today. KERA's Nathan Collins reported many residents had worried the plan would result in too many multi-family residences ending up in their neighborhoods. But elected officials are offering a compromise.
The Forward Dallas 2.0 draft plan changed from month to month, sometimes week to week, before making it to a council committee. The plan has been touted as many different things over the last year. Activists say it could help prevent more environmental crises in Dallas. Land planners and city officials say the plan could help guide where new housing options should be built. And some residents living in single-family neighborhoods have said the plan could wreak havoc in what they call Dallas's established communities. Ed Zera, a District 14 resident, expressed some of those concerns at an early September city committee meeting.
They expected the city to preserve single-family zoning and is the main reason people buy homes and pay more for them in those districts.
What Zera said has been echoed by other residents and elected officials, and that's shaped how Forward Dallas has been viewed. But city officials say the plan won't rezone existing neighborhoods. The plan, according to its advocates and city officials, is about making the best use of the city's land.
The way we use our land determines how we live, how we get to work, how we interact with our neighborhoods. And so defining the way that we use our land and the way that our neighborhoods look is super important to me.
That's Nate Hemby, a data engineer and District 4 resident. Hemby has been in Dallas since 2022 and originally lived near the Bishop Arts District in Oak Cliff. He said he enjoyed living in the area and even went looking to buy a home around there. But Hemby said he couldn't afford anything that was being built near Bishop Arts, so he had a different plan.
So ideally, I wanted to buy a duplex or a triplex or a quad, live in one unit, and then rent out the rest. But I physically couldn't find one either close to Bishop or within, I would say, my side of downtown.
Hemby said that experience is why he thinks Forward Dallas could be helpful for the city. More housing variety means more options, but residents in single-family areas of the city resisted the push for what officials call gentle density in existing neighborhoods. During a July City Plan Commission public hearing, Matt Bach, a Dallas resident, said an earlier draft of the plan needed more work.
I'm struggling to understand why the needs of projected statistical residents would be given priority over existing homeowners, many who have lived here for 10, 20, 30 years, pay taxes, and work to create Dallas's wonderful neighborhoods.
Ultimately, the fear of displacement and of more residents potentially moving into these established neighborhoods seem to have won out. During an early September committee meeting, members of the Dallas City Council approved what they called a compromise document. Paul Ridley, who represents District 14 on the council, authored the slate of amendments.
Consistently, we have heard our residents' pleas for more housing options and also for protection of their existing neighborhoods and single-family zoning.
Ridley's fix, which was adopted by the Economic Development Committee and sent to the full council for review, included stricter guidelines around what types of development should go into single-family areas of the city. So where would these new types of housing go?
Properties near transit stations and along commercial corridors, transition areas between non-residential and existing residential areas, former civic institutional properties, and underutilized shopping centers should be considered for adding these alternative housing types.
Hemby says some fears around Forward Dallas are legitimate, and others may not be.
I think the fear that someone's going to come into your neighborhood and raise all the homes overnight and put a 5-over-1 is definitely overblown. However, I do get that there is a fear of displacement.
The plan, including Ridley's compromise, will be in front of the council on Wednesday.
That was KERA's Nathan Collins reporting. The Rangers lost to the Athletics last night with a score of 4-5. That now brings the season record between the two teams 6 games to 5, with the Rangers on top by 1. With 2 more games left between these teams throughout the rest of the season, we'll see who comes out on top. If you're ready to embrace cozy and crafty this season, you might like to try to crochet your own beanie at the Dime Store in Denton. The paid workshop takes place this evening. For more information and plenty of other things to do, visit kera.org/calendar. That just about wraps things up for us here on Wake Up with KERA News. Thanks so much for listening. I'm your host, Andrew Garcia. This show was produced and edited by Shardae White and Becca Moore. For more news in your inbox, visit kera.org/wakeup. That's where you can subscribe to the Wake Up with KERA News newsletter. That's written by our colleague Catherine Hobbs. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at KERATX, and we'll see you tomorrow.